Good evening, everyone. I know you've heard my voice a lot this evening. My name is Kristan McMahon, and I have the privilege of serving as the president of the Robert H. Jackson Center. It is truly our pleasure to welcome you back to the center this year for the welcome event for the International Humanitarian Law Roundtable. This evening would not be possible without the generous support of Joshua and Janice Heintz, Labella Associates, and all of you. So given annually, the Joshua Heintz Award for Humanitarian Achievement recognizes an individual who demonstrates compassion, vision, and dedication in pursuit of international humanitarian justice. The hallmark of the award is to shine a light on the legacy of the individual's efforts to limit the effects of armed conflict, to protect people and culture, and to ensure judicial processes are developed and enforced. This award stands on the shoulders of those who have forged the rule of law from the ruins of Europe at Nuremberg. It has been awarded annually since 2012. I'd like to invite Joshua Heintz and his daughter Alexandra Conjal to the podium to say a few words.
Good evening. It seems like just yesterday that this started, and just as a remembrance, David Crane invited me to come to the first International Humanitarian Law Dialogues, and at that time, for those who might not have been here, Whitney Harris, Ben Franz, and Bill Kaming were with us, and I said to David after having met them and how impressive they were as a individual person and a group, I said, does anybody ever say thank you to these people who do God's work? And he said, no. And I said, so I reflected on it, and then I contacted him a little bit later and said, I'd like to create an award to celebrate the dedication that those folks make to humanity, and that's why we're here today. So thank you all for, particularly the prosecutors, for what they do and the families that support them. Thank you very much.
This year's award celebrates Brenda J. Hollis. Ms. Hollis has been appointed Principal Trial Lawyer, Office of the Prosecutor, International Criminal Court, in which capacity she leads the investigation into possible international crimes committed in Ukraine, reporting directly to the ICC prosecutor. Ms. Hollis served as the international co-prosecutor of the extraordinary chambers in the courts of Cambodia from July 2019 until July 2022, having previously served as the reserve international co-prosecutor from April 2015. Prior to her appointment as the ECCC's international co-prosecutor, she was the prosecutor of both the Residual Special Court for Sierra Leone and the Special Court for Sierra Leone from 2010 to 2019. After serving as a legal consultant to the Special Court for Sierra Leone prosecutor in 2002, 2003, and 2006, in February of 2007, she became the lead prosecutor in the case against former Liberian President Charles Taylor, and she continued to lead the prosecution of that case until the appeal was concluded in 2013. From 1994 to 2001, Ms. Hollis held various positions in the Office of the Prosecutor of the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia, including that of co-counsel in the Dusko Tadic case, the first litigated case in an international criminal tribunal since the Nuremberg trials. Lead prosecutor in both the reopening of the Forenzia case, in which rape was charged as torture, and the preparatory stage of the case against former Serbian President Slobodan Milosevic. Ms. Hollis has trained judges, prosecutors, and investigators in Cambodia, Indonesia, and Iraq. She also assisted victims of international crimes in Colombia and the Democratic Republic of Congo. to prepare submissions requesting investigations by the International Criminal Court. Before entering the international criminal justice arena, Ms. Hollis was a U.S. Peace Corps volunteer in West Africa and served as an officer in the United States Air Force, initially as an air intelligence briefing officer and then as a judge advocate, the latter primarily as a prosecutor at the trial and appellate levels. She retired with the rank of colonel. Josh and Alexandra and Brenda, would you please come to the podium?
I have a speech of about an hour. I don't think that's too long. First of all, let me say what an honor it is to receive this award, but also how humbling it is to stand here in this place where we have an audience of humanitarians to accept a humanitarian award. Any achievements I have made in my career have been as part of a team. And I have been privileged to work with talented, dedicated professionals, many of whom are here tonight. And it's my association with them which has enriched both my professional and personal life. And I accept this award on their behalf because each one of them should be here with me. I would not be here without the effort of everyone on every team I've ever been on. But I also dedicate this award to the victims of the international crimes that lead to the creation of the courts we have been privileged to serve in. These victims have suffered things that we cannot imagine in our wildest imaginations. And to me, they have not only enriched my appreciation for the resilience of the human spirit, but also for the courage of people to move forward when their lives have been devastated by things over which they had no control. And so to me, it has been a real privilege throughout the years to be able, in some small way, to try to bring some measure of justice to these people for the horrific wrongs that have been done to them. So I thank you very much for this award. I accept it on behalf of all my team members, and I dedicate it to the victims of international atrocities. Thank you very much.